Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check something new from Eduard. This is a limited edition kit which is molded in 1/48 scale. It's named as a Bodenplatte and it combines Focke-Wulf 190 D9 and BF 109 G14. It's a dual combo kit basically, and you can see both aircraft on the box art. And now we have a commercial sample, so we are going to open it and take a look inside. So first of all, the thing that is difficult not to notice is that the box size is bigger than our frame, and as you can see it barely fits. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Now let's just increase the frame rate so that you can see everything a bit more smooth action. Okay, so this is a limited edition, so it means it will be limited production and you will be able to get it as long as it will be available, then it won't be renewed once again. Here on this side you can see marking option, so we have 4 marking options for each aircraft, and you will be able to replicate 2 out of those. And then on the other side I can see the list of what is included here. So we have 2 kits, PE and masks, of course, cartograph decals, and that's pretty much all. So let's open it. It's a top opening box, of course, and here is what we have inside. So as you can see, quite packed box. We are going to check all the sprues one by one. So first on the top we have this sprue, this clear plastic sprue. It is obviously dedicated to BF 109 G14. And here we would get canopy parts as well as some interior parts for the cockpit detailing. So let's zoom in. Now we should be able to see it. So molding quality is really great, and we have masks included, so there is nothing to worry about. Of course you will be able to replicate the open cockpit with these parts. We even have the fuel line replicated with this clear part, and in my opinion there is nothing to complain about these parts. So it's just a really nice result of molding quality. Next we have another interesting thing. This one is a clear sprue for Focke-Wulf 190D, and just give me a second, I'll separate it from the plastic bag and now you should be able to see it. So here we also have the canopy parts. Again, we have the masks for all those parts, and molding quality seems to be as good as on the BF 109, even though on BF 109 parts they were a bit more glossy in my opinion. Here you can see that they're not dull, but they look not as glossy as what we saw in the previous plastic. Maybe it's just because of the material used in the modern kit, because new BF 109 features new technologies, new material, while the Focke-Wulf 190D is not that new kit, and I can guess that some sprues are still not as good as in BF 109. Nevertheless, we move here to the BF 109 parts. Again, we have the clear sprue. I'm not sure if we should review it, because this one is not the one we will need for the G10 version, but I'll show you anyway, because it is interesting to see which parts do we have here. Just give me a second. So here it's written that, no, actually those parts which won't be needed for G14, and those parts are actually designed for use with G10. So here you can see them, the same level of quality, the same parts design, so there is nothing to complain about. And we can move on to gray plastic parts. So first of all, we have here the wing parts. Parts design is typical. We have separate wing mechanization, so it means front slats, ailerons, flaps, also air intakes, radiators, and wheel wells, of course. So now let's zoom in and you'll see all those parts closer. I was just pointing on this small pitot tube because, as you can see, it's slightly bent. Of course, it's not difficult to correct it, but just be sure to check the parts if you have such possibility. Here we have another plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to fuselage halves. Both are molded without tail fin, as you can see here, and also without top cowling section. And again, external detailing is absolutely the same, so we have the recessed panel lines, riveting, and all the stuff present on those two fuselage halves. And now we are going to zoom in and take a closer look at all those components. Okay, so you can see that we have some guiding pins inside the fuselage parts, and also cockpit will help with alignment of the fuselage halves. That's quite an interesting design in my opinion. And I assembled the G version kit from Eduard. I can say that it's quite easy to build together, so there is no problem whatsoever with the parts division. Here we have another fuselage half sprue. And as far as I can guess, those parts will be used for a slightly different version. We will check it in assembly manual, of course. So again, parts design is typical, so I would suggest to jump straight forward to the zoom mode so that we can take a closer look. As far as I remember, those fuselage halves will be used for the G10 version. But again, as I said before, we will check it in assembly manual. Next, we have parts for the Focke-Wulf. So as you can see, all the sprues are packed into the same plastic bag. So just give me a second to open them, and we will take a more detailed look. So first of all, we have here the fuselage halves and also the wing parts. I would like to start with wing parts. So here you can see them. Again, parts design might be familiar to you because it mimics what we saw in the BF109 kit. So it means two top halves, one bottom, separate wheel wells, separate ailerons, but flaps are molded in. So you will have to get a separate piece set if you would like to retract the flaps on your aircraft. And now we are going to zoom in and you check those parts closer. Just to remind you that this plastic, the Focke-Wulf 190D, is not that new, especially compared with BF109. So that's why you might notice that some parts are not that developed design-wise as what we saw in BF109. For example, here you can see the fuselage halves. Dora had quite a long fuselage, and those fuselage halves are molded without cowling, as you can see section, so it will be even longer. They're molded with this tail fin. External detailing looks really good. We have here propeller, we have wheel wells parts, and now I would suggest to zoom in and check those parts closer once again. As far as I remember, this gray plastic was repacked by several manufacturers, at least by Revel, so you might meet it in the different boxings. And in my opinion, it's more or less nice. There are some, let's say, moments where you will have to be careful, but otherwise it should be quite a nice build. And even though this kit is not as detailed as a new G version of the BF109 from the same brand, here we have another plastic sprue. This one looks quite spacious in my opinion, especially again if compared with parts placement in the BF109 kit. Here we have a lot of empty space. I guess again it is connected with molding technology which was available at that time. And now let's zoom in and check closer those elements. As you remember, front cowling section should be attached separately, so that's why we have here various sections of this area of the aircraft. And now we can move with the next plastic sprue. So this kit, the Doro kit, it does not feature the detailed engine, but it does feature the detailed armament section. As you remember, there was a separate cover, and here we have some parts which will be used for this area. Now let's zoom in and we'll see all those parts closer. Okay, and there is one more plastic sprue for Focke-Wulf kit, so just give me a second. It is actually the biggest one in this kit, in the Focke-Wulf kit. So as you can see here, we have the cockpit base, we have landing gear wheels, wheel wells parts, tail wings which are molded together with elevators, separately molded for ailerons, pilot seat which is molded as one piece part, various covers for the wing roots, two types of the dashboard, and various other parts, but I would like to show them to you in detail, so let's go. Note that some parts are nicely detailed inside as well, so it hints that you can open them, expose them somehow in order to show this internal detailing. In some cases it will be visible through the view wells, so just pay attention, have some references to check, because otherwise it might be a tricky thing to have everything done in the right way. Here we have the white sprues for the BF109 kit. Those will show you the difference between what we saw on the Focke-Wulf 190, because as you can see they are literally packed with various parts. Now we have a lot of elements for external and internal detailing, so I would like to jump to the zoom mode so that you can see it with your own eyes. So as you can see here, Eduard decided to copy more elements with separate parts, and the molding quality is quite amazing, because even the thinnest parts are carefully replicated out of plastic, so there is no problem whatsoever. Here you can see the last gray plastic sprue in this dual combo kit. This one is dedicated to BF109 parts, and again we are going to do the zoom mode so that you will see all those parts in detail. Okay, so that was the last gray plastic sprue. Now we can move to various bonuses which are included into this kit. There are several of them. So first of all, we have several mask sheets for both aircraft. I guess there is no point to show those masks because those are typical pre-cut stickers which will be useful for canopy and various camouflage elements. Next, we have small plastic bag with really tiny P thread. I guess this one will be used for the radiators on BF109, but we will check it a bit later. Here you can see it in detail. Okay. Next, we have also 2 P threads for internal and external detailing of both aircraft. So just give me a second. I'll remove both and we will check them closer. So first one is dedicated to Focke-Wulf. As you can see, it is pre-painted. It features parts for the cockpit, and just give me a second. Yes, it does feature those lenses. Here you can see it like this. So it is a modern styled P thread from Eduard, and it will noticeably improve the appearance of your cockpit. Here you can see another one for BF109. Again, we have also lenses here. You can see it like this. And again, it will influence the cockpit detailing and also some of the external elements detailing as well. Next, we have small plastic bag with decal sheets. So just give me a second. It is quite surprising that this the main decal sheet is not that big, even though there are, as far as I remember, 8 marking options. So first of all, I would like to show you the stencils. So here we have the one for BF109. Of course, it comes from Eduard. Printing quality looks really good, and I think it will be easy to apply all those decals on your aircraft. Next, we have decals for the Focke-Wulf 190D, and the small reminder about the age of this kit is written here. As you can see, it's 2011, so almost 8 years ago. Next, we have the main decals sheet. So just give me a second. I'll open it. Here it is. Surprisingly, it comes from Eduard. It does not come from cartographers in some other limited editions from Eduard. But here we get all necessary symbols for 8 marking options. We even have the cockpit decals, which might be useful for those who don't like to use the P parts. But as you can see, those decals are limited only to the dashboard, and that's pretty much all. And of course, swastika is also included, so either this way or this way you will be able to replicate it on your model. And next we have quite important component of this kit, assembly manual. As you can see, it is printed as a large brochure. It is quite thick, by the way, quite heavy. Then on the first page on the cover we have the same picture as on the box art. Everything starts with a parts map for Focke-Wulf 190D. Here we begin with the cockpit assembly, then we continue with the ammo bay, and note that if you plan to build the aircraft with closed cover, you won't have to assemble all those parts together, but I would rather advise to do so because it's a nice bonus to have out of the box. Then you join fuselage halves together, you continue to work on the wings. Now you assemble the wheel wells. Here you glue the dashboard in place. Landing gear installation, front cowling installation, and of course engine won't be visible on in this area. Here we install the fuel tank, the canopy parts installation, and note that for various markings you will have to modify this ammo bay cover, so don't forget to do it. And in some cases it might be extreme because you will have to delete both elements. And here you have masks application guide, so as you can see they will be used not only for the canopy but also for the ammo bay. Next we have the assembly manual for G14 BF109. Again, everything starts with cockpit, and we continue by joining the fuselage halves together. Here you can see the separate assembly process for G14AS. Note that we have the split between those two, so it will depend on the marking you will choose. 2 markings for this and 2 markings for this. Then we continue with wings assembly, and we have masks for the position lights. So it's a really nice bonus to have. Here we assemble the radiators. Next we continue with the radiator flaps and landing gear system. Okay, next we install the canopy. Here you can see masks will be used not only for the canopy but also for landing gear wheels. And next goes the marking guide. So first of all we have this Focke-Wulf 190D9 from January 1st in Germany 1945. Next one comes January 1st 1945, also Germany. It is also the same date, the same place. So basically this kit is targeted on the aircraft from January 1st 1945. So as you can see, even BF-109 aircraft are all from the same dates, same place. Next we have the stenciling guide, and there is a separate guide for this AS version, so be sure to apply the right set of stencils on your aircraft. So that's all in my opinion. This is a quite detailed combo kit for those who like German aircraft, especially in 1/48 scale. It might make a quite surprising combo altogether in the assembled state. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also support us financially by pressing the donate button on our website. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.